Scary Fables.
The night I escaped from a killer. It was supposed to be a quick trip to the corner shop. I was craving instant noodles and chips after a long day, and the tiny store 2 blocks away was still open, its buzzing neon open sign flickering against the darkness. I stepped inside, the bell jingling, the warm air smelling like old coffee and floor cleaner. The clerk, an old man who never smiled, barely looked up from his newspaper. I wandered the narrow aisles, the flickering fluorescent lights making the shadows twitch. I grabbed my noodles, chips, and a soda, ready to get home. Then I saw him. At first, I didn't even notice him standing at the end of the aisle, his head tilted, staring at me with wide, unblinking eyes. He wore a dark coat, too big for him, with sleeves that covered his hands. He didn't move, didn't blink, just watched. "Can I help you?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. Nothing, he just smiled. I turned and walked toward the counter, but I could feel him following, slow, deliberate steps crunching on the dirty tiles. The clerk still didn't look up, flipping a page with a crinkling sound. When I placed my things on the counter, the old man finally looked at me, then glanced over my shoulder. His eyes widened, and for the first time, I saw fear there. "I think you should go home, kid," he whispered. Behind me, the man giggled, a dry, broken sound that made my skin crawl. I turned, and he was inches from me, that smile stretching, teeth yellow and crooked. "Pretty night," he whispered, breath smelling like something rotting. "Back off," I said, trying to push past him, but his hand shot out, gripping my wrist with icy strength. "I like your eyes," he said, leaning closer, knife glinting as it slipped from his sleeve into his free hand. I yanked my wrist, but his nails dug in, drawing blood. The clerk shouted, but the man didn't flinch. I kicked him hard, and he let go for a moment, stumbling back with a hiss. I ran, knocking over a display of chips, the rustle of plastic bags filling the store. I heard the bell jingle again, then footsteps, fast and heavy. I burst out onto the street, the cold air slapping my face. The neighborhood was empty, the streetlights buzzing. I sprinted, but I could hear him behind me, laughing now, calling out, "Run, run, run!" I turned down an alley, hoping to lose him, but he was faster than he looked. I could hear the knife tapping against the brick as he dragged it along the walls while he followed. I slipped, falling hard onto the wet concrete, scraping my palms. I tried to crawl, but he was already there, standing over me, that smile glowing in the dim light. "Don't scream," he whispered, raising the knife. I kicked at him, screaming anyway, as loud as I could, hoping someone would hear. He stumbled, the knife clattering to the ground. I grabbed it before he could, slashing wildly, cutting his arm. He shrieked, clutching his bleeding arm, and I got to my feet, sprinting back onto the street, screaming for help. Lights turned on in windows, and I saw a couple of neighbors stepping outside, phones in hand. The man looked around, snarling, then turned and ran into the shadows. I collapsed onto the pavement, shaking, still clutching the bloody knife, tears streaming down my face. The police came, asking questions I barely understood, wrapping me in a blanket as they searched the alleys. They never found him. They said I was lucky to be alive, but I don't feel lucky. Every time I walk past that corner shop, I see him in my mind, that crooked smile, those dead eyes. And every night, I dream about the knife tapping on the brick, the whisper, "Run, run, run." And sometimes, when I walk home at night, I swear I hear footsteps behind me, matching mine, just waiting for me to look back.
Another scary fable told. Another night survived. For daily eerie stories and unsettling fables, like, subscribe and turn on your notifications so you'll be ready for tomorrow's tale.